Okay, so I'm currently trying to make the top 10 Cartoon Network cartoons. Like, live actions, not going to be on this list. But I have come to quite the predicament in the fact that there are so flipping many. Like, I'm going through my actual childhood memories, and as I'm going through them, I'm just like, wait a minute, wasn't there this cartoon that existed? Like, I'm not going insane. And then just going down a flipping rabbit hole of going through memory after memory, just going, oh my god, yeah, that cartoon freaking existed. And now the list keeps getting longer, and it's making it flipping harder. But then what makes it even harder is the fact that if I bring in things like Toonami or Adult Swim, do those count as well? Because they're still animated shows that are a part of the Cartoon Network package. So now if I open that up, that just opens up the floodgates. Like, look at this roster. I really got my work cut out for me. Now here is my list of top 10 Cartoon Network cartoons. Now, hopefully, I don't upset too many people with this list. But first, let's go through our honorable mentions. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Scooby-Doo, Mysteries Incorporated. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, Chowder. We Bare Bears. The Amazing World of Gumball. Codename Kids Next Door. Puffy, Ami, and Yumi. Ed, Edd, and Eddy. And The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Okay, a show needed to have these three things in order to be even on the list. It needs to be rewatchable, I need to personally enjoy it, and it needs to be memorable. Number 10, Total Drama Island, and Action, and all the other ones that came after. This was my reality TV show. My mom had The Real Housewives, and I had the kid version of freaking Survivor. Everybody wins. Except for them, obviously. Number 9, the OG Powerpuff Girls. Now, these girls really do hit a soft spot in my heart because I owned a pillow of Bubbles, and I think I had Blossom as like an actual plushie toy when I was a little kid. And I always thoroughly enjoyed watching them just pummel the heck out of Mojo Jojo. Such sweet memories, even if it's slightly sadistic. Number 8, we're going with Regular Show. I, to this day, still can't believe how much they were able to get away with in this show. Like, the best way I can describe it is if you're on substances and decided to look at the coloring book pages of a Looney Tunes book and just let your mind wander until it becomes its own plot line because the book somehow became sentient and did its own thing. It makes more sense if you watch the show. Number 7, we're giving to Generator Rex. And I will keep saying this until I am blue in the face, but this is an underrated classic. And the only reason it didn't get as much popularity as Ben 10 was because it appeared in the goddamn CN Real era. It deserved more appreciation because Rex is an awesome character that matured during the entire series, and the freaking climax at the end is something that everyone should have been able to enjoy. Gosh dang it. Number 6, we got Ben 10. I loved the character designs of his aliens, and also just all of them having different types of powers, and the aliens having their own like specific kind of culture is just mind-boggling that someone had to actually like think up every single detail for each alien. And also, as someone who likes watching power scaling videos, it's actually really mind-boggling to me to realize that Ben is extremely freaking broken. Like, he's way too OP sometimes. Number 5 is Steven Universe. Now, first off, I love Steven. I love the Crystal Gems. But this whole thing might as well have been called Trauma the Musical. Or, My Mom Told Me Diddly. Because, my God, this whole entire thing could have been solved if his mom just freaking talked to somebody. If you know, you know. Number 4, we got the OG Teen Titans. I love these characters. Each of them got their own little character arcs, and I love the fact that even towards the flipping end, you just want more, and I will never forgive DC and Warner Brothers for not giving me a season flipping 6. Though I did have some moments where I just kept on going, where'd the Justice League at? Number 3 is going to Samurai Jack. Aku is still one of the most threatening and funniest villains I have ever seen put onto screen. And Jack is such a like really cool protagonist that I could know Jack anything about his freaking background and I would still love him as a character. I don't know, he gives that perfect balance of being really cool without being boring. And I don't feel like that is done to like perfection very often. Number 2, we're going with Infinity Train. Like, I have watched the pilot for this show so many freaking times, and I still get enjoyment from watching it, even knowing what's meant to happen. But when I first watched it, I was on my toes the entire time, just wondering, like, what's gonna happen in the next cart? Why is this glowing light appearing on her hand? And then when you actually do, like, figure it out, it's even more enjoyable when you watch it multiple times, because you get to actually pick like different things you didn't get to see before, and I just find that so enjoyable. And I really enjoyed that they treated this character like she's not going through something that's like life-threatening or like the end of the world, but they still treat like what she's going through with so much maturity and grace that I can't help but not recommend this show for anyone who's just going through life troubles. Number 1, Justice League / Justice League Unlimited. Now, I cannot undercut how much I felt like I was not being talked down to in this cartoon. And I never felt like it was kind of like a Super Friends type of deal either. Like, this show handled so much gray area that I am surprised how much they were able to get away with, in the fact that they were able to take like serious subject matter and dark storylines without making it come across as like overly depressing. And I don't want to spoil it, but if you ever get the chance, watch this show. I don't think you'd be wasting any of your time like watching this from beginning to end, because you always find that there's something to grasp onto with this show. And that is why it is my number 1.